God's presence is pure joy. Turn it round the other way. Pure joy is God's presence. There are times when we have all experienced joy. That's very necessary, or you don't know the way to go. But you also need to know that you can choose to go the way of joy. You can choose to focus on all that is good and lovely, and you will increase in joy. You'll increase in all the other spiritual qualities too. You'll be filled with hope and trust in the future and trust in God. There'll be a peace that comes over you, a great optimism, a positiveness, energy and health and vitality. They all come from choosing to be happy. I found that to be the case when I was something like 12, 13, before I quite hit that age of longing for some wonderful girl to come into my life, which greatly wiped it out. But I experienced simply choosing to be happy for about a year or so. And I even got the nickname of Happy. I used to be called Happy by friends at school. I would choose to enjoy the gardens as I walked to school. I'd choose to enjoy just being on my bicycle. I started to choose to enjoy teachers that were quite difficult, but I chose to enjoy their lessons. I chose to really attempt to be a good student. I chose to get joy from it. I chose to study, to prepare for history tests and geography tests and whatnot, and did unbelievably well. Always came first. Couldn't believe it from being such a mediocre student. Actually probably slightly below, and desperately poor at reading and spelling. I can't honestly remember if I applied the same philosophy to doing sport, but I think I started to find something in the sport that I could enjoy. Actually, something of this experience continued into later teenage life. I can remember the exhilaration of walking down the road in the morning to the station to catch a train to Tech College, 6 miles away. Each morning I would catch the train, and I just felt so alive, so incredibly full. I'd be sort of skipping down the road, almost flying. I felt almost as if I was taking off with joy. You see, the effect of good company is joy. And if you're not actually in company of others, and you're in a state of joy, well, it's because you're actually experiencing the goodness of God all around you. After all these created things are not of your own making. The street you walk, the houses you walk past, the people you see, the train, the bus, the bicycle, whatever it is, the food you eat, comes from nowhere. And we choose to assume that there's someone wonderful behind it. Why not choose that? What do you gain by not choosing to think that? Think of someone that is providing all this wonderfully, and you're thankful too. You just want to be thankful too. You don't care whether they exist or not. You want them to exist. That's the reality. And you're experiencing their goodness. And you want to own an appreciation and a love of them. You see, you've found God. God is ever new joy, unbounded, infinite, eternal. This is life eternal. To know Thee, the only true God. And the scripture adds, Jesus Christ whom Thou sent, meaning this is the way to do it. Follow this example that's in scripture. Don't fuss about whether it's some historicity or not. That's irrelevant. What's relevant is, does it bring you joy, fullness of life, loveliness, health and vitality and optimism, full of hope, peace and goodness, love, flying, life eternal. Choose you this day whom you will serve. Choose life.